So the next one, Sutra 36. To one established in truthfulness, actions and their results become subservient. Satya is the word for truthfulness. Truthfulness is kind and clear and straightforward. Truthfulness does not beat around the bush. The truth can hurt at times, but truthfulness is kind. And if you speak your truth, you speak your truth using the principles of nonviolence. We can only control our thoughts, our words, and our actions. What we do not have control over is somebody else's reaction. We have no control over this. So our work, our internal work in being truthful, is to say what we mean and mean what we say. When you are fully established in truthfulness, which means everything that comes out of your mouth is the truth, your words gain power. It's very, very difficult to build up trust. A person's reputation is all they have. One slip up, it all goes crumbling down, and it's very difficult to build it back up again. But just because it's difficult, it doesn't mean it's impossible, especially if we are humble enough to admit our mistakes and start over. So when you speak the truth, your actions, if you say you're going to do something, you do it. And the actions and the reactions follow suit. And this is where you actually come into the notion of karma and karma yoga. We can't control what has happened in the past. It's almost as if you have an archer and he's got his quiver of arrows behind him, his bow. Now the arrows that he's already shot out, they haven't hit their targets yet. We can't reverse those. What we can do is anchor and aim before letting the next arrow out. That means the action that you have in the present moment, by being grounded and mindful, you can be very conscious in the decisions and the reactions that you have. By practicing Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, restraining and slowing down our thoughts to have a peaceful mind, by intercepting, by taking a deep breath before reacting, we can create very conscious reactions. And this allows us to be more truthful in our lives. So if you always say what you mean and mean what you say, it creates this perpetuating cycle that your words start to carry so much energetic power that you can say something and it'll come true. This is where prophecies come. And I've experienced this in my life in very, very small ways, but it's happened in so many instances. I actually have my husband, who was a skeptic, actually now has come to realize, like, actually this is really powerful. And it's little things like, one day we were in Spain and it was a Sunday and I just felt like watching a really good movie. And I said, you know which movie I really feel like watching today? And I literally wake up and I tell him this as we're just lazing around. I said, I would love to see The Love Bug. You know, that really old movie of that magical race car, that Volkswagen Beetle that's a magical race car? That was such a feel-good movie. Anyway, we go off, carry on our day, we have breakfast. And then an hour or so later, he's flipping through the TV, and sure enough, that movie comes on. And he's like, what a coincidence. That movie came on. And so in my head, I was like, oh, my practice of truthfulness must be decent. And it's happened time and time and time and time again. The biggest obstacle to practicing truthfulness is fear. Fear that we are not going to be approved of, fear that we are not going to be loved or belong, fear to express our true selves. A lot of the times, actually, we lie to ourselves the most. How are you doing today? I'm fine. It's automatic response. I'm fine. Are you really fine? Are you really fine? How are you doing today? Oh, I'm busy. Work's great. I'm so busy. Well, work's great. You're so busy. Are you overly overwhelmed? Are you stressed? How's your relationship going? Oh, it's great. How many times do we make excuses, especially if you're dating somebody who's a bit of a toxic person and you're in an abusive relationship? I've seen this so many times. Oh, he's so wonderful. He's so this, he does this. There's so much, like, people are trying to kind of overly sell their partners to me. Instantly, I'm like, something's not quite right there. Because it's always about, oh, he's so wonderful. He's like this, he's like this, he's like this. Whereas I'm so happy. I am great. This is where we are not truthful within ourselves. And it's so frightening for so many people. Some of the scariest things to do is admit that we are in a wrong work scenario, in a wrong relationship, on the wrong path in life. And all those fears prevent us from letting go of that and trying something different. Because we're scared of this uncertainty. And so what do we do instead? We make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of excuses. And by making all these excuses, we are in breach of this truthfulness, of the true practice of satya. And it's no wonder why our lives are not in a place where we want them to be. Because we are creating excuses, we are creating obstacles to our peace and happiness. And those obstacles are self-inflicted. As painful and harsh as this may sound, your obstacles are self-inflicted. All the beliefs that you hold so strongly is what has you here in your life. Now, unless you are living the life that you really want to live, and you are absolutely thriving in the zone, happy and fulfilled, then maybe you need to start to look at your beliefs and say, well, which one of these belief systems are self-limiting? Where am I actually putting conditions on my happiness? I can only be happy if it happens this particular way. But why does it have to happen this particular way? Our universe is mysterious yet abundant, so abundant. Why can't it happen any other way? But because we're so fixed in our mind of it being just, it can only happen. I will only be happy if I do it, if I lose 10 pounds. And then we have this vision of how it's going to go. No. It's got to go many other ways. It can happen many, many other ways. But until we are completely clear and at truth within ourselves about this, actually the way I'm thinking is probably not the best. I don't know it all. I actually don't know it all. Suddenly, first of all, you've taken all this pressure off yourself, so you sit a little easier within yourself. Yes, you might have a little bit of an ego bruised. You have to eat humble pie. That's never easy. Usually tears are involved. But once you come to terms with that, oh, it's so liberating. There's a huge chunk of vrittis in your mind that have gone. Let's look at lying. Even the notion of a little white lie, okay? That. Now, everyone says, is it bad to tell a white lie? Well, let's say you make an excuse for not meeting up with a friend. And then later on, you bump into the friend and the friend asks, oh, so let's say, oh, I'm not feeling well, so I can't come, right? And your friend's like, oh, how are you feeling? You know, you said you were feeling really ill and you didn't show up. Are you better? You have to remember what you first of all told her. And then you have to kind of build on that story. And that kind of makes that lie kind of grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Now, fine, you may not be harming your friend, but what is that doing to the number of vrittis and thoughts in your mind? And then you're always going to have to hold on to the memory of that lie so that you can cover your tracks in the future. Again, we're trying to lessen the number of thoughts that we hold in our mind. We're trying to release the density of our minds. So by speaking 100% in truthfulness, being an open book, and being okay with not being perfect and having all the answers, can I tell you, it brings a lot of peace of mind, a lot. And when you are living that life where what you say does come true, actions and their results become subservient. If you say you're going to meet somebody at 9 o'clock and you're constantly showing up at 9:15, you are not practicing truthfulness. Think about it. Think about it. You are not. It's better for you to show up 5 minutes to 9 and be there for 9 o'clock. This is truthfulness. And there's lots of little ways to practice it, to cultivate this truthfulness. And with that truthfulness comes a great sense of fearlessness and courage, because you're not afraid of being yourself. And this is what prevents us from being truthful all the time. It is so liberating to say, yes, I have been a yoga teacher for 18 years, and my flexibility is not great. I am not flexible and I can't do advanced poses. Why? Why? Well, because the emphasis of my practice has not been only asana. Asana is part of my whole spiritual practice, but meditation, philosophy, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, all these other practices is how I practice yoga. So if you're looking for a teacher that's going to teach you very advanced physical postures, I am not that person. But I have a great network and I can share that with you. What prevents, now, I'm so clear in my head and in my heart, but what prevents it from being that free? Oh, I want to teach this person. I want the client. I need the money. I want to be the best yoga teacher in Hong Kong. I want this for myself. Any sort of personal motive behind it, painful thought, selfish thought, more vrittis, more stress, more mental agitation. But if I release all of that nonsense, and I'm just very truthful, I am not the yoga teacher that you are looking for. And I'm not going to try and change myself to please you to become that yoga teacher that you are looking for. Sure, I can do it. I can. I have been like, yep, you want a big, sweaty, hot class? I can teach it. But is that fundamental to the core of who I am as a yoga teacher and what I'm about? Not really. So why pretend? Why pretend? And the moment I became so comfortable in that, and I could cultivate the non-attachment the non-attachment for me was, I can't be everybody's yoga teacher. I can only teach the ones that is in my forte of teaching. What do I feel? I feel mental relief and mental peace. Now, if I want to be making more money, yes, then comes the discipline, then comes the effort. I have to put that effort in to figure out how am I going to get more clients. Sure. And this applies to everything in your life. Yes, I need to put more effort here, but I need to let go of this. Practice and non-attachment. And then you become very comfortable in your skin. Very, very comfortable in your skin. Very comfortable with who you are as a person. And then it becomes much easier to move forwards in life. The reason why I like to spend so much time on the yamas and the niyamas is because, like I said, it is yoga's forgotten foundation. And this is so crucial to shifting your practice and taking it that much deeper out of the mat, off the mat, and into your life. Yoga is a lifetime of study, practice, and application, and failing and trying again.